Yeah, you pressing Bieber.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up? Like, I'm calling you and answering.
Yeah, that was low.
That was weird.
That was crazy.
That was weird. They did not run through Bieber.
There was why you not answering your phone like, yo?
What's up, man? You good?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Young brother, everything's good?
Everything's
Selling
great.
out arenas and everything? Starting to act different, huh?
No,
you ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you tried to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But you never really got my number, so.
Correct. Okay.
My number?
Yeah.
I'll tell you my number.
Yeah.
For years, it unfolded openly, yet no one saw it as a real story. It blended into the background, quick clips, jokes, casual laughter. No one paused long enough to question why a child was present in spaces meant for adults. Then 50 Cent mentioned a deleted Netflix tape, and the tone shifted instantly. The laughter stopped. People began watching more carefully, replaying moments once dismissed as harmless, and recognizing just how unsettling they actually were.
What's going on with you guys? Are you working together?
I'm not. I mean, I think that we become friends in a strange way, you know.
Like Robin Big.
Yeah. It's like exactly.
I'm big and you're Robin.
Yeah. No, I mean, to a lot of us, he's like a little brother. You know what I'm saying? He's not afraid to call and ask for advice. He's somebody that, in the industry-wise, the record industry is a strong family, and he's somebody that, we definitely have our arms around, and we want to protect him because he's such genuinely a nice person besides his talent. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the greatest kids that you could ever know.
Justin, Diddy bought his son a Bentley. Maybe, he could buy you one also while you're out.
Got me a Lamborghini.
That's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
Yeah, I know. When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last
He
time.
had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
Oh, apparently not.
Justin Bieber was still a teenager when he was thrust into that world. Fast, unfiltered, and without safeguards. The cameras never left him, but protection did. In one clip, Diddy jokes about Bieber turning 16, about cars, about what he'll be allowed to do once he hits certain ages. On the surface, it plays like casual banter. Listen more carefully.
Hanging out and what we doing.
And it sounds less like a joke and more like
can't
something
really
being laid
disclose,
out.
But it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. When he signed to Usher, I had legal guardianship of Usher when he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
We're going crazy.
Justin reminds him that he is only 15. Diddy laughs and tells him to slow down, like a coach telling a player to wait their turn. The keys will come later. The house will come later. Just stay close. That is the part that hits hardest now. A teenager being ushered into an adult world with no clear limits, no visible supervision, and no one stepping in to say this is not okay. What makes it worse is that this was not the first time. Diddy had already told similar stories about Usher years earlier. He spoke about guiding him when he was young, being there during his early career, shaping his path. Same setup. A young artist, a powerful figure and private influence. At the time, the industry called it mentorship. Now it looks like control.
Some things, he was around some things when he was young that he shouldn't have been at a Diddy party. So that's going to show you that there's certain things that are happening that's going on that here this kid was saying he shouldn't even seen it and been around it himself. So all the other celebrities who saw it and they stand quiet about it. Ain't that in our culture? No snitching.
And I felt a certain way when Usher got on Shay Shay, and I don't mean to mention other people's platforms, but he got on Shay Shay and he mentioned how great and how good Puff taught him and everything. You know what I'm saying? About the business, right? I know, and people know, that was around that in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital. Now I let Usher explain that to y'all. I let Usher tell that story. But how dare you say a man that groomed you gonna give him a pass?
Justin's rise was framed as a fairy tale, a gifted kid who made it out. But behind the polished smiles was a child moving through rooms controlled by powerful adults, where futures were shaped by loyalty. In that environment, refusal is risky. Curiosity can be costly. For years, rumors followed Diddy. Quiet conversations about behavior, intimidation, and things that fell off. Most stayed private. Those who spoke out publicly were dismissed, brushed off as jealous, bitter, or seeking attention. 50 Cent was one of the few who kept raising questions. He has said he stayed outside Diddy's inner circle, that he saw enough to feel something wasn't right, but never went further. At the time, it was treated as rivalry, background noise, drama. Now, as lawsuits and investigations change the context, those comments land differently, not as conclusions, but as early warnings many chose to ignore.
He even came out and said stuff about how when he was younger, he was being taken advantage of, which is true. The problem was being a victim of the diddler. What happens? Because he has so much dirt on you, if you go out into the public, he may have videos, he may have...
Footage shows Justin being pulled further into Diddy's circle. He's called a little brother, praised on camera, welcomed into the crew. The room is full of smiles and music. Everything looks celebratory, but beneath it, the imbalance is clear. Justin is still a kid. Everyone else holds the power.
Guys, the leaked video of Justin Bieber partying with P. Diddy has just emerged and it looks horrifying. Bieber was not in his right state of mind. Here's the video.
Oh, he's bad boy now.
Look at that. Whoa, look at that.
Here's your icon alert.
Jaguar says Diddy had been watching Justin Bieber early on, not openly, but from the sidelines. Those around Justin noticed and felt uneasy. Something didn't sit right. He was still very young, new to fame, and surrounded by adults shaping his future. That's when Usher came into the picture.
Out of Usher, I wish somebody would come out and just like sue him. Like, we need Usher. No, we do. We need a victim to come out and be honest about him. Because what I'm realizing is that he's gonna fake the funk until the victim, man. He's just gonna keep on sucking the devil's. And I don't know, you know, like with a baby, that pacifier, sometimes you gotta pull it out. You know what I'm saying? And take it away, right? When the babies used to sucking on the pacifier. That motherfucker gonna keep sucking on that shit until you do what? Till you take it out the mouth. Now it's gonna scream and holler, but eventually it will get used to the fact that his mouth is no longer full with that object. And that it's time to just, you know, learn how to live without it. He been sucking on Diddy's dick a long time. It's time for him to learn how to make this thing happen without the devil's dick in his mouth or ass.
You don't think if he sued, he'll just Lil Woody the situation and I don't recall? I don't recall.
No, because I think if a victim comes out against Usher, it'll show how egregious this shit is. Because if he can be a predator, then anybody can be a predator.
Jaguar says Usher stepped in as Justin's manager and protector, taking control of his career and promising to watch over him. To the outside world, it looked perfect. A seasoned star guiding a young talent. Someone trustworthy, someone safe. But according to Jaguar, that promise didn't hold. Usher left him exposed.
Artist guiding a young star. Someone trusted, someone safe. But Jaguar says that promise did not last. Usher threw him to the wolves.
They not seeing that boy that got rushed to the hospital. They not seeing what the intentions was in his heart when he took Justin Bieber there.
Oh.
Let's be honest. He took Justin Bieber there. Diddy had been trying to get to Bieber for a minute. And his management was backing him off. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and gave temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours. Think about that. He had already been to the hospital. That situation that Gene was talking about. And you still took Bieber there, but you got custody of him first. Diddy had already tried. They wouldn't let him. Actually, someone made reference to the fact that Diddy trying to get at Bieber the way he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little predatory. And then Usher came in and discovered it and managed him and got custody of him and promised to look after him. And then he sent him to the diddler. Does that sound like a good guy?
It's horrible.
Does that sound like a good guy? Now that we know what Diddy's really like, what kind of fucking asshole do you gotta be to take another boy, another talented boy, and put him in your place so it ain't gotta be you no more?
This is where the story takes a darker turn. Jaguar doesn't just question Diddy. She questions Usher's role. When someone who once needed protection grows up and puts another young person in the same environment, that's not mentorship. It's a cycle. Diddy's fraught relationship with Usher is well known, with Usher even publicly claiming that Diddy used to
fresh
sleep
off
with a
goddamn
young singer.
plane. Fresh off the guard stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, pause, but like just back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early with me. And now he's one of the richest stars in the world. And
What did Puff just say? Nobody's gonna acknowledge this but me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the Frosted Flakes, and we're streaming live. That was stupid. Listen, that was stupid. Listen,
having a good time, yo.
Usher is a procurer. And if Usher knew what was gonna happen to any of those young children that he took to the Flavor Freak off, is he a good guy? Especially considering what happened to him. Especially considering that he sat Howard Stern, and Howard Stern said, would you send your kids to Puffy's Flavor Camp? And his immediate response was, hell no! So it's good enough for everybody else's kids, but it's not good enough for yours. Yours are just good enough to die in Lake Lanier with no real investigation. Got it? Like, these aren't good people!
All right, Jay.
He's not good! He's a And the simple fact that Justin Bieber literally made a public statement and said, Usher asked me to do the Super Bowl with him and I turned it down.
Run for the hills.
Why would he turn it down? Who turns down the Super Bowl?
This is where the story takes a darker turn. Jaguar doesn't just question Diddy. She questions Usher's role. When someone who once needed protection grows up and puts another young person in the same environment, that's not mentorship. It's a cycle. Diddy's fraught relationship with Usher is well known, with Usher even publicly claiming that Diddy used to sleep with a young singer.
Yeah, she's crazy. She's a superstar.
Superstar, right? So you're there and you see her and you see the way she's reacting to you. And I wonder what was going through your mind, because I've never had a chance to ask you that, because I know what was going through her mind, because I've had a chance to ask her that, and it was pretty clear in the video what's going through her mind. She can't even. What was going through your mind when you saw that kind of reaction? And also now in the knowledge that you were just coming out of that space yourself.
I wanted to protect the moment. You know, I don't know how many opportunities I'm gonna get. You know, we never know how many opportunities we're gonna get with anybody. I mean, I'm tearing up thinking about it, just with the Kobe situation, you know? you just never know. And so I just wanted to be a good example, you know, and yeah.
Did you feel protective of her?
Yeah, I definitely feel protective of her. It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, you know, telling me they love me and, you know, just turn their back on you in a second. So yeah, it's hard because I want her to know that, you know, she can count on me, but at the end of the day, I'm never gonna force myself to be in a relationship with her. It has to be natural, right? So I just kind of, you know, let her do her thing, and if she ever needs me, I'm gonna be here for her. But yeah, just protecting those moments because people take for granted encounters, and yeah. So yeah, I just want to protect her, you know. I don't want her to lose it. I don't want her to, you know, go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody. So yeah, if she ever needs me, I'm just a call away.
Jaguar said.
Jaguar says that moment revealed everything. People don't speak like that unless they've seen or lived something firsthand. She believes Justin knows what happens to young artists behind the scenes because he went through it himself. The industry saw it happen to others too, she says, but no one intervened. Adults noticed the warning signs and looked the other way.
Justin Bieber, and he was talking about Billie Eilish. And he was like, he was broke, almost in tears. He's like, I just want to protect her. I just want to keep her safe.
Yeah.
What do you think he went through?
Because he knows what's been happening to Billy. Just like everybody knew what was happening to Millie Bobby Brown girl with Drake. These people are monsters.
When Jaguar reflects on Diddy's past, her focus goes beyond fame. She speaks about his childhood, his upbringing, and the absence of meaningful guidance during his early years. She believed that patterns take root young, that those who never felt protected can grow up unsure of how to protect others. She also highlights the figures who once grounded him, the people who held him accountable, when those stabilizing influences disappeared. She believes everything began to spiral.
In Harlem, and they asked him what he thought about what was going on with Diddy and if he knew Diddy. And I love Dapper Dan for this. He said, I grew up with his parents. I knew his parents. He said, and what's going on with him has been going on long before him. Now, his father was a government snitch and a bad actor in the criminal world altogether. The woman that they're saying is his mother was a prostitute, no whore. But there's whispers in the streets of Harlem that Diddy's mother isn't alive, not his biological mother, that woman is his aunt.
Whoa.
There are whispers.
Wait a minute.
There are whispers. Diddy's story is so convoluted, but nobody really likes talking about who he was before he became Puffy. Nobody, like, I would love if I could be granted an interview with him. To interview Diddy now in his most raw state about his life up until the age of 15 only. We gotta learn how to stop making Diddies. What made him him? Now, his pedigree comes from rat background. His father was a rat, snitch. Not revered. He turned on Frank Lucas. who was the king of Harlem. And yet, Diddy was able to, siphon off enough of that juice, just enough to get people, but he needed Gene. Think about this. Gene was more of a father figure to Diddy than he was a bodyguard. And Gene was more than a bodyguard, he was an investigator. So when they went separate ways, clearly, he couldn't hold up the act anymore.
The rumors that Diddy filmed and possibly blackmailed Justin Bieber may be more than hearsay. Gene Deal says he's also heard of a tape allegedly circulating, and it doesn't just involve Diddy. Another major celebrity is connected to it. Someone influential, someone powerful.
Looking at any black guys that are A-listers that's bigger than Diddy, is only one that I could come up with. And there's a few I could come up with. Will Smith, he's bigger than Diddy. I would think Nick Cannon is bigger than Diddy. Who else on the black, that are black actors or black in the business, that's an A-lister that's bigger than Diddy, that's black? That's hard to think. But then if you got the A-listers, you got to realize he ran with that that Rat Pack, and I don't even say their names because they said I got their names wrong last time. What's his name? Kushner. What's the other guy? Leonardo. Yeah, his name. Man, I don't keep up with these cats. But I heard that that's not only the tape that's being shot. There's some other tapes out there, other people too with him. And him doing some things with some other people. So it's quite a few tapes that might be out there, what they're hearing. And I don't want to see the tapes, but I want to know if they really true. Because if they got if they got some tapes out there and it's with some underage, whether it's celebrities or not, it's gonna be crazy, bro. It's gonna be real crazy.
Whether the full truth ever comes to light or not, one thing is certain. These stories didn't appear out of nowhere. They are the product of years of ignored warnings, unsettling footage, and people who knew something was wrong but were told to stay silent. And once it's seen, it can't be unseen. Will Justin Bieber ever take official action against Diddy? Share your thoughts in the comments.